Welcome back, everyone. So glad you could be here today on another edition of Plane Talk. Today, we're going to go over the number 6 plane and show you how I clean it. But I did want to share another wood, a wood of the day. This is Northern Pecan, also known as hickory. There are a lot of hickories. Similar to the oaks, there are varieties. There's smooth bark, there's shag bark, some are called pig nut. And I tell you, if you want to work out, get yourself some hickory and work it only with hand tools. This stuff is hard. Remember last time, a few videos back, I shared northern white ash. This is harder than that. Okay? And so as you can see, the number 6 is working perfectly. Absolutely beautifully. So there's really nothing left to tune up except clean it and put it all back together. So why don't we do that? So northern hickory, that's what they make hammer handles, axe handles, pick handles. You can lean on hickory and it just doesn't break. It's a hardwood, like I said, and you get 2 colors of wood. You have the heartwood and then the sapwood. And a lot of times too, you'll see the lower grades of hickory have a lot of knots, sometimes some wormholes, but this is perfectly clear. You can also get quarter sawn or rift sawn on this face. That's more almost quarter sawn. On this face, it's closer to rift sawn, and there's the sapwood. So that's the hickory. Now, every once in a while, I mean, take a look at those shavings. Beautiful, huh? Every once in a while, there is a hickory that comes in to the shop and it's softer. More like, oh, we need some lubrication on that. As I was saying, a little softer, more like Southern Pecan. And I set those aside because I really like the texture in those. So here we go. Let's get the dusting brush. Get that sawdust off of there. Now I did cheat a little and I did some work off camera to save time. Set the blade aside. I did apply a couple of coats of cleaner and polish to the knob and the tote. I wanted to get a couple good coats on there. So as you can see, it's nicely sealed and polished. And what I'll do with those before putting this all back together is I'll give it a coat of wax. We'll use some of our friend over in England. We'll use some Alfie Shine. My little buddy Alfie over there. We'll use some Alfie Shine to polish that up. Basically, it's a hard paste wax. It's hard, but when you apply it, you put that on real thin, and then you let it dry and then you buff it up. So this plane was not nearly in as bad a condition as the number 5. You can see most of the Japanning is there. What I did also off camera yesterday, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I hope you can see this. I applied some finish, some antique restorer to this side only, to half of the plane. Did it on the front, did it on the back. And the product I use is this here. It's Kramer's Best Antique Improver. Now, I'm not advocating that you go out and buy any product. These are the products that I buy and I use. If you have any polish that's similar, this is 14 ingredients, all natural, no petroleum distillates whatsoever. So that's good, because there are some of us who are sensitive to the lack of thinners and solvents. But basically, all I did was rub on a coat of this yesterday, and look at the grime it takes off. I've talked with John Kramer about this many, many years ago. We used to do trade shows together. And it's a proprietary product that he puts together. And so he won't tell me what's in it, but he does acknowledge that there are certain things in there. There is shellac, which means there's alcohol. There is wax. From the smell of it, I detect turpentine and I detect vinegar. So it cleans and it protects. The water-based products that are in there, something like maybe vinegar, I don't know if it is vinegar, is what will dissolve dirt and lift it. Now see, here we have what looks like a little paint splotch. So I'll just take the corner. Actually, it might be something else. Just take the screwdriver and not press, just sort of catch it and see if it'll pop off. Some of it did. What you can also use, and this works really well, is a piece of Scotch-Brite. I usually cut small pieces so I'm not wasting a lot. You can take a little piece of Scotch-Brite, put a little solvent on there, and get in there, and see it's working on that little spot there. And you can get rid of little things like that. That should be gone here almost in a second or two. There you go. Almost gone. So you go over the whole thing with this. Just has a little bit on there. And you don't want to abrade you don't want to use a lot of abrasives on the Japanning, but a fine steel wool, 4-0 steel wool, or a Scotch-Brite pad with your cleaner on it will help get rid of the gunk. So that's what I'll do to the entire plane. And as far as the top edge here, I'll just go over it lightly, like that. I don't want to take patina off. I just want to take crud off. Okay, so I'll just go right over the top of that. And I'll continue with that off camera. As far as the other parts, oh, and by the way, you notice I put paper down. It's not so much to protect the bench from the oil, it's to protect it from the dirt. So also here, we've got, take the knob off. You take your cloth, turn it to a clean side, and just clean it with that. It's okay for brass, it's okay for any metal. And what it does, it cleans via the solvents that are in there, be it alcohol, be it turpentine, and also cleans with the water-based cleaners. Okay? I don't need to take that all that far. You take your screws out, and you do the same thing. Just rub, rub, rub. We do that. So I'll go through all the screws. I'll do that. And then same thing with the frog. I'll clean that. Just like I did everything else. And while we're at it, where's my file? There it is. We'll test this also, like we did on the number 5. We'll test this to see if there's any high spots or burrs. And it's hitting here, it's hitting there. This one's hitting down here and up here. That's pretty good. It's a little rough across the front here. You can always take your file and make sure you don't have any burrs there. You're not really doing much, just no burrs. So that's in really good condition. No need to go crazy on this. But just want to make sure you have no high spots and no burrs. That's it. That's done. So we'll clean it. Back here, look at down here. This is your mating surface. You check your mating surfaces out here and here. Okay, make sure they're clean. Take a little Scotch-Brite, just go across them. Steel wool will work. Okay, and then when you go to reassemble, remember the dab of oil here and there and everywhere. A non-drying oil, something like 3-in-1. Okay, camellia oil would work too, or jojoba, J-O-J-O-B-A, jojoba. You can use that. This is all good. Don't need to take that apart. Threads look pretty good. Just need a good cleaning and oiling, looks like. So we'll go across them. Okay. Lateral's working. Clean the lateral. And then we'll put the whole thing back together. And I'll probably touch up the irons and get the whole plane back together. The next time we meet, we're going to wrap this project up. We'll do the final reveal, plane some other kind of wood, and answer any questions you might have. So if you have any questions, leave them for me down in the comment section. I'm glad to answer them. And don't be afraid to clean up an old plane. Okay? You really can't do too much wrong to it if you don't take massive abrasives to it. See the sides on the cheeks? I'll take the Kramers to it. So if you have a cleaner and a polish that you like, that you use on your tools or your furniture, use it. I don't believe in having 99,000 different products. Keep it simple. Okay? Even if all you use was mineral spirits by itself, and then use, let's say, vinegar by itself, just as a wipe down, not a soak. So I would probably go vinegar first, then I would go mineral spirits, And then I would get some sort of a penetrating oil. Okay, that's plenty clean. I get some sort of a penetrating oil, or if you have mineral oil, or if all you have is a 3-in-1, that's fine. Just don't use anything with silicone in it. Okay, there we go, that's done. So I'm nearly done here. We don't have to do anything to the sole, because that's already been flattened. So you'll notice that you'll end up with all sorts of grit on your paper. Protect your workbench. I know it's a workbench. You see now, look at all that dirt. Look at all that. And I'm sure as I go through this, I'll take probably 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper towel. And no, I don't use shop towels. I never could quite justify the price of shop towels. Not when I already have regular paper towels. Look at that. It will continue to loosen grime every single time you go across it. But that's about it for today. I'm going to keep going on this, finish it up, and I'll talk to you then in the next video for the final reveal and questions and answers. So any questions, give a shout out. Go back from your shop. Make some shavings. Walter out.